currently only live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's live. You can speak.
But how I can see the actual
Uh,
questions?
uh, you want to see the chat, right? I will show you that. Live has started. People can see you, and here is the chat. If you want, you can type there. Okay, sir. I will just disconnect my call, and everything is in this. So
Okay.
you can just start the live. I will disconnect this everything. Yes, ma'am. I'm doing good, ma'am. How about you?
Hello, friends. Myself, Sunil Agarwal, lead faculty for this advanced certificate program in blockchain technology and solutions. So, I'm open to questions from your side. So, let's start off. Good afternoon, Mr. Sridhar. Hello, Mr. Vijay. See, I think that this particular program is going to be one of the unique programs launched in India because at present the entire blockchain education system is quite in nascent stage, and I personally feel that uh, this program will be one of the first quality programs launched by Triple IT Hyderabad in association with Talent Sprint, and probably we are going to launch this program by second week of October. So that's just around 4 weeks away from now. Yes, Vinod. Your question is what is the basic background skills requirement for this program? See, since our focus would be a mix of both executive and some kind of developer background, so we would expect that anybody who has roughly 1 year of coding experience would be sufficiently conversant with whatever we are going to teach. And in this program, since our focus is at present roughly two major blockchain platforms. One is Ethereum, and second one is Hyperledger. So in Ethereum, we would be teaching some live applications on with Solidity, and on Ethereum, on Hyperledger, we will be teaching some applications with Golang. So since there would be use of both these languages, so we expect students to have at least 1 year of coding background so that they can feel comfortable with these two applications and these languages. Yeah, Vinay. Yeah, so this is I'm answering your questions. These are the prerequisites. Some any graduate, any person with uh, some work experience and simple coding skills can join this program. So I'm not saying that we need any specific skills. Uh, if you have a fair amount of understanding of Java or Python or HTML, then you can seriously enter into this ecosystem. Yes, Satyapal Reddy. Can we discuss few use cases where we can use blockchain? See, blockchain has n number of uses, and as far as use cases are concerned, we can put those into multiple brackets. Whether we are talking in terms of payments or we are talking in terms of supply chain, we are talking in terms of land records, whatever use case we want to build upon, we can use both the platforms, both Ethereum as well as Hyperledger, to build applications. Now it all depends upon the context where we want to implement. Yeah, Mr. Kumar, will there be anything that we have to focus, learn on apart from that you cover in this course to find a career in blockchain? See, whatever we are going to teach you in this particular course, let me share the broad format. See, we are going to teach you for 100 hours, and these 100 hours will be distributed across 5 modules. And the first module will introduce you to the basics of cryptography, game theory, token ICOs, and hash algorithms, and all those things. And this will be completely conceptual and demo based thing. After first module, the second module is about Ethereum. This module is of every module is of 20 hours. So in Ethereum, we will be teaching you smart contracts via Solidity. We will be teaching you Ethereum, Solidity Remix, Truffle, MetaMask, how to build an ERC20 token standards, what are the basic functions of ERC20 token. We would teach you how to create an ERC20 token, which is fundamental entry point to an ICO. So, and we will also give you sufficient time to build your own application on Ethereum, your own ICO token on it. So after Ethereum, we will be teaching you Hyperledger, and Hyperledger means we will be teaching you how to build an application using Golang. So we might see, depending upon the context, we can teach you a small application on supply chain and all those things. Then the module 4, here we will be teaching you some other blockchains too, not just Ethereum and Hyperledger. We will be also teaching you basic introduction of some competitor blockchains like Neo, like Cosmos. These are the blockchains which are also coming up as challenger platforms. So we may not give you full introduction of these platforms, but we will be definitely teaching you some basic concepts around that. Plus, one segment of this module 4 would be dedicated to Ripple. We will be teaching you how to implement Ripple APIs and how to build remittances solutions using Ripple platform. So these are the things that we are going to teach you. And as far as Mr. Satish, your question is how this course will help entrepreneurs. How can we apply blockchain for developing trust and transparency in the system? See, it is now a widely acknowledged fact that blockchain is going to be the future. It is one of the most disruptive technology along with AI at present. And when I say blockchain, blockchain is basically a mechanism through which whatever functions which are being done by at present third parties, the centralized intermediaries, those functions can be transported to blockchain. And when I say transported, which I mean whatever you are doing in a current centralized stack, you will be able to redo all those things in a blockchain stack. And when I say blockchain stack, I would say that you will be able to build decentralized computing, decentralized storage, decentralized applications straight on blockchain. And when I say a complete blockchain stack, we are entering into a future where blockchain will be offered not just as a standalone technological solution, it will be working as a complete ecosystem where multiple technologies can be deployed. So Jay Chavan, your question is, can we have a use case in supply chain? Yes, definitely yes. But supply chain in itself is a very, very large ecosystem. You need to understand what particular segment you want to address upon. For example, do you want to address the issue of uh, anti-counterfeiting? If that's the business problem, then of course blockchain is a right solution for addressing the issues of provenance. You can prove that this particular product originated from this particular supplier with this particular specifications. Since in a supply chain you have multiple vendors with multiple products with multiple specifications, only a blockchain based system can ensure that you have right product from the right vendor with the right specification, because every data chain is immutable. You cannot con the data. Mr. Praful, so what is a platform mean? See, in a way, YouTube is a platform, Facebook is a platform. But when I say blockchain technology platform, at present, there are multiple platforms which are going to implement blockchain technology solutions, and our predominant focus in this program is Ethereum platform and Hyperledger platform, because Hyperledger platform is basically meant for permissioned blockchains. When I say permissioned blockchains, which means where you can set certain qualifications for any user to access the platform. But when I say permissionless, for example, Ethereum is a permissionless platform where anybody can enter this platform. Now, both these permissionless and permission blockchains are needed in this ecosystem, and this is why we are going to focus on both kinds of blockchain platforms, both private as well as open. Yes, Karthike, AI or machine learning or blockchain, which one is more useful? See, to be honest, I won't say you have to make a choice between blockchain or AI, because at present there are roughly more than 100 AI projects which are using blockchain. If you go to icobench.com, you will be able to find at least 60 ongoing ICOs which are going to implement AI projects using blockchain. So in future, my prediction is that blockchain and AI will converge into one and another, because blockchain is the best source of a reliable data, because blockchain offers you transparent and immutable data, and for AI you need reliable data for building quality training data sets. So ultimately blockchain and AI are going to merge. So it's not a matter of choice between one or the other. Ultimately the technology ecosystem will create solutions which will be using both blockchain and AI. Yes, Tilak, will the course cover Solidity or IBM Hyperledger? Yes, of course, I have told that our focus are two platforms. One is Hyperledger and second one is Ethereum. While building solutions on Ethereum, Solidity is your way to go. You will be building ERC20 token standard via Solidity. Yes, next question. Is 10 weekend classes will be sufficient for this course? See, this is actually a very difficult question, because if you ask me, can I teach Java in 10 weekend classes? So my answer would be, I cannot teach you Java in 10 weekend classes, but I can definitely teach you 10 weekends of quality Java learning. See, learning whether of blockchain or any other ecosystem is a continuous process, but what we can ensure is that in those 10 weekend classes you will be seriously interacting with the widest possible ecosystem of blockchain technologies and solutions. So People who have been working in this ecosystem for last 6 years, even they say that they are learning things on a daily basis. So we can't say that 10 weekend would be sufficient for building top end solutions, but we can definitely say that with this you can enter into this ecosystem with quality steps, quality training. Yes, Jay Chavan. So we expect both parties to use or have blockchain technology. Is if this is the case, how many vendors and customers are ready to adopt or open this technology? See, if you ask me how many vendors or how many industries, so if you name any big bank of India or any big technology giant of India, everywhere blockchain, at least a dozen blockchain POCs are under progress. At least a dozen progress. Let me quote HSBC. HSBC is at present running more than 50 blockchain POC. TCS is running more than a dozen blockchain POCs. So these POCs are also going to become mainstream products in a year or a couple of years. So what I'm trying to say is that at present there are roughly a dozen blockchain solutions provider in India and roughly a couple of dozen top technology and banking giants trying to build solutions of blockchain technology. And this is just a scenario which has evolved over last 1 year or so. Things are going to go much faster once such courses start producing more and more ready professionals. Vinod Kumar, is this course going to cover cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin? See, our focus is not cryptocurrencies in this course. Our focus is blockchain technology applications, and cryptocurrency is just one of the many applications of blockchain technology. See, Bitcoin is blockchain 1.0, and we are here going to teach you blockchain 2.0 as well as blockchain 3.0, where scalability solutions are much better handled, where interoperability or governance solutions are much better designed. So we are here going to focus on much more than building a cryptocurrency. Mr. Satish, can we apply this technology in infrastructure sector so that that intermediaries and transparency can be achieved in implementing projects? No doubt about that. See, when we say infrastructure is in itself a very wide thing. Are you talking of supply chain infrastructure? Are you talking of telecom infrastructure? Are you talking of records based infrastructure? See, in all these areas, we know that this is a very widely spread thing, and you need to bring multiple parties on board. And when multiple parties are on board, you need to build a shared database. And a shared database means that you need to build a reliable architecture, and blockchain is the best way of building that reliability. Yes, Mr. Ashish, his question is, I'm working as a business analyst but have no exposure to coding. Do you believe I should go for this course? See, I would say that some coding experience will help you a lot. If you have completely zero exposure, then I would say that this course you may not be able to perform pretty well in this course, because all the assignments will have to be developed in participation with your mentors as well as your peers. So in that thing, if you don't have coding expertise, then you might lack in certain sections. So I would say that having coding expertise will enable you to score much better in this thing. Suraj Pawar, sir, I have only 3 months. 3 months experience in Java. See, 3 months experience in Java is sufficient enough for you to understand Solidity. So I think you can understand Solidity pretty well because the syntax of Solidity is quite identical to Java. Girish, what are the job prospects after completing the course, sir? See, you'll be surprised that I'm currently connected with roughly half a dozen blockchain projects, and the biggest problem that we find is lack of talent. You'll be surprised that if I share the supply and demand gap of blockchain professional, it is 1 is to 10. For every one assignment, every 10 assignments, we have only one blockchain professional. And it is said that blockchain professionals demand growth rate has a compound growth rate of roughly 700%. So you can imagine the kind of insane demand. And when I say demand doesn't mean only of India. Demand means global. And when I say global, you can work both from your home as well as you can work from a corporate side. So this is a lot of possibility. So while working in blockchain ecosystem, you are by default a global player. So Mr. Kumar, how is this training different from other similar offerings provided by other vendors? See, if you are able to explain what do you mean by other vendors. So I see, let me explain. See, at present there are massive open online courseware in blockchain, whether it is from Udacity, Coursera, or edX or Udemy. See, all those courses are basically online courses. When I say online courses, you don't happen to interact with mentors on a one-to-one basis, and you don't happen to interact with your live peers and build real-time applications. See, what I feel is that in all the training programs, a mix of online and real face-to-face contact is important. So this program is a hybrid of the two. So we are taking a middle path because if you want to bring the best out of students, you need to sometimes jumpstart certain things, and students can ask questions in real time. And when you are interacting with at roughly 100 odd students in real time, then your possibility of learning is much faster than just learning from a massive open online courseware. What coding skills? I have already mentioned that, sir. Which is a better course, AI, machine learning, data science, or blockchain? See, my point, Niharika. See, my point is you have to start somewhere. So I would say that if your focus is building a quality supply chain solution or a shared database solution, then you need to start from blockchain and not from AI. But if you want to work with a prediction platform, if you want to work with a chatbot kind of thing, then of course you need to go for AI. So here our focus is only blockchain technology. Mr. Janaki Ram, your question is, I have around 20 years experience in IT. What job roles in blockchain would be suitable for my kind of experience rather being a blockchain developer? See, what I'm trying to say is that you are at a position where you have 20 years of experience in IT and you know multiple segments of IT sector. For a person like you, blockchain knowledge would be a serious upgradation. Once you are aware of those things, then you will be able to translate that knowledge into building next generation solutions. And next generation solutions are those solutions where multiple blockchain technology platforms like Ethereum and Hyperledger are going to dominate. And we are going to enable you to not only implement these two platforms, you can also build larger and larger teams for these platforms. So, Mr. Janaki Ram, I think for a person like you, this course should be considered a must if you want to see another level of career growth. Jay Chavan, how this technology is different from cloud technology? Currently, many corporates are moving to cloud technology. Jay, see, try to understand. Even if you shift to a cloud technology is ultimately managed by a single player. With a single login, you are offered a solution. But in a blockchain technology, the fundamental architecture is decentralized, which means every data is reconciled in real time. Your ledger database is being updated in real time, which means that multiple parties can join an ecosystem in real time, and you can see the immutability of transactions in real time. These are the things which are not available simply from cloud technology, because ultimately for cloud technology you have to depend on one player, but here you don't have to depend on one player because everything is happening in a trustless environment. Prasanna Kumar, how this course can help someone with 12 years experience to transition into blockchain, and what are the opportunities available? See, I've already mentioned that all top technology giants, both of India as well as abroad, are shifting into blockchain. And my prediction is that in next 2 to 5 years, major technology operations will be backing on blockchain. So if you have 12 or 15 years of experience, then blockchain is going to be a serious career upgradation for you. And that's an area where I think most of technology professionals need to focus upon, because blockchain and AI are going to become next high level skills which will be seriously in big demand. Yeah, next question. Dear sir, how blockchain AI/ML courses of Triple IT Hyderabad are linked with each other? See, there is only one common link, and that is Triple IT Hyderabad and Talent Sprint. Otherwise, the course content of both the programs are different. But yes, as far as the placement skills of Talent Sprint are concerned, we would try to place you with the best of technology corporations. So the decade old experience of placement of Talent Sprint and teaching skills of and teaching brand of Triple IT Hyderabad, both are going to merge into one another, and that's where I think linking is. But as far as the course content is concerned, of course these two are completely different. Mr. Vivek Nambiar, how the regulation is control blockchain as it is decentralized? See, you need to understand in which context you would like to implement blockchain. See, government is very clear that as far as blockchain technology use case in permission environment is concerned, government has given its complete thumbs up approach. It says that all banks, all technology corporations must use blockchain technology because it is going to build serious trust in the ecosystem. It is going to bring down the cost. It is going to reduce the risk, and it's going to remove the single point failure mechanism as it is in the system. So as far as that is concerned, government has given its a complete go ahead to all the permission blockchains, and that's an area where we are already on the right side of regulation. And when you say decentralized, there are multiple scales of decentralization. See, if there are multiple parties involved, let's assume if 10 or 20 different banks come together to build a blockchain based solution. So, this is a decentralization where 20 players are involved. But you can also imagine where millions and millions of decentralized players might be there. So at present we are talking of solutions where regulation says that if all the players are known players, which are KYC compliant players, then that blockchain technology solution is completely okay with all the regulatory frameworks or all regulate laws or rules as they are being allowed by current laws. So we don't have any problem with that. Satish Kumar, I had experience of 16 years in infrastructure sectors. And whether this technology is useful for me? Yes, definitely yes. See, Hyperledger is the platform being used by all the large infrastructure players, whether they are it's a construction sector, supply chain sector, fintech sector. All these players are using Hyperledger. So if you are an infrastructure guy, then of course blockchain technology and particularly Hyperledger is going to be your choice and you must go for it. What will be the cost of this code? See, all these details are already there on the website of talentspirit.com. You please go and check all the details, and scholarships are also available. Geeta, as you said, it is only technology professional, not for business professional. See, what I'm trying to say is that having some coding expertise is going to help you a lot. I'm not saying that this is not good for business professional. I'm saying that having some amount of coding brilliance will help you a lot. Reddy Shetty, so is this course suitable for medical professionals in any way? Any opportunities in the future? See, healthcare is actually going to be a very, very large sector which is going to accept blockchain. See, when I say healthcare is a very, very data intensive sector these days, and Hyperledger is at present being used by many healthcare solutions. Venugopal, I'm into UI developer. Blockchain is useful for me. Why not? Why not? See, do you know at present all the blockchain solutions actually lack on one aspect, and that is UI. So any UI UX developer who has serious competence of blockchain backend can design much better solutions. See, in this world, technology has two aspects. One is backend and the other is front end. But front end is very critical because this is going to ensure the massive adoption. And for a UI developer, I would say having blockchain expertise is going to help you design those solutions which will be having massive adoption. Vaibhav, so please answer my question, if private blockchain really worth compared to conventional database? See, Vaibhav, this is actually a very repetitive question. Why private blockchain? See, if you are talking in terms of, let's assume a fintech sector or a banking sector or an insurance sector where already large players are working. See, for those players to shift completely into open blockchain framework will not be the right choice. They have to take a step-by-step approach into this sector. And See, trust is not the only definition which, the definition of trust which is offered by blockchain is not the only definition of trust. There is prevailing pre-existing business trust among multiple players. So if 10 or 20 banking giants want to build something using Hyperledger or Ethereum or something like Corda or multi-chain, then that's a way to go. You don't need to build everything only for individual users. There are already pre-existing large enterprises who can use blockchain technology to their benefit, and they would like to remain on the right side of regulation. For such players, I think permission blockchains would be the right way of going forward. And that's where I would say that you need to understand the context in which blockchain technology is going to be implemented. Yeah, we know. Do we see any upcoming use cases for life sciences or pharma industry in general? Yes. For example, in pharma industry, the use case for building anti-counterfeiting drug solutions is very big solution, and blockchain technology is the right platform for doing that. Sridhar, can we say it's an amalgamation of cloud, cryptography, programming? See, to be honest, it may not look that simple, but yes, if I answer in a simplistic manner, yes, we are going to merge cloud, cryptography, and programming. Yes, my answer would be yes. Next question is Kiran. So, what blockchain job opportunities available in the market, like developer, admin? See, I have already answered this question that currently the demand for blockchain technology professional is simply exploding, and at present the mismatch is 1:10. So I would say anybody who enters into blockchain technology ecosystem right now would be gaining really big leverage in coming days, coming weeks, and coming years. So this is the perfect time to enter into blockchain technology ecosystem. Vijay, there is a recent quote saying that there are more experts of blockchain in India than users. Can you please comment? See, that's something which is being said in the context of open blockchain and particularly cryptocurrency users, because anybody who has 5, 10 or 20 crypto coins also thinks that he or she is an expert in blockchain too. See, these two are separate things. See, having 10 different cryptocurrencies doesn't mean that you are expert of blockchain. You are simply having the knowledge of how to save the private key of a particular cryptocurrencies. Having that knowledge doesn't mean that you can build a supply chain solution on blockchain. So these two are different things. So I would say that your quote that more experts of blockchain in India than users, I would say that is more true of cryptocurrency users but not true of blockchain technology applications. The course is only in Hyderabad. Yes, since this will be happening in the campus of IIIT Hyderabad and as well as in the labs of Talent Sprint. So this course would be Hyderabad centric. Yes. Hema, yes, I have already answered this question. Niharika, does this course leverage the flexibility of moving around various sectors like medical infrastructure? Yes. So our focus is not a particular sector. Our focus is a technology platform. Core focus is Hyperledger and Ethereum, but we will be also teaching you a broad introduction into multi-chain, Corda, plus Cosmos, Neo, as well as Ripple. So we are going to cover as many technology platforms as possible, but focusing exclusively on Ethereum and Hyperledger. The module 4 will be taking you beyond these Hyperledger and Ethereum, but our focus will remain two platforms plus some knowledge of all other platforms. Satish Kumar, can you please explain us how contracts going to implement in blockchain? See, it depends upon what kind of smart contracts you would like to build, whether you are interested in building it on Ethereum blockchain or Hyperledger blockchain, because in both the cases the programming languages differ. In Ethereum you will use Solidity, in Hyperledger you will be using Golang. So you need to understand in what context you will be implementing a smart contract. Gopal, so can we get into companies without real-time experience in blockchain and just by taking this course and gaining knowledge? See, you need to understand that at present every big company, and not just big company, even medium sector industries are seriously thinking of implementing a blockchain solution. So anybody who has a quality blockchain training would be able to implement solutions as per the needs of a particular sector. So you need to understand that blockchain technology is a sector agnostic thing. Whether you are in infrastructure or in supply chain or in healthcare or in fintech, blockchain technology can be implemented across sectors. So you need to understand the use case specificity. Yeah. Saideep, I have already answered. Vinod, are blockchain technologies leveraged for real-time content delivery anywhere? Yes. So you can use blockchain technology for entire entertainment distribution sector. I'm currently part of a project which is building a real-time entertainment distribution platform, film distribution platform on Ethereum. So everything would be actually real-time content delivery in blockchain. Saideep, Vaibhav, looking for understanding the beauty of blockchain rather than jobs, and is this course worth for that? See, I would say whether you are looking for a job or not, that is a secondary issue. When me and my co-faculty members would be coming to teach you, our focus is not just that we are enabling you to earn your livelihood via blockchain. The path to growth is path where quality learning is happening, because blockchain is a world where intellectual capital builds your social capital. And when intellectual and social capital falls in place, only then you earn finance capital. So our focus would be building your intellectual and social capital. And that's where our strength lies. And I would ensure that that process happen in the most beautiful manner. Naveen, what all locations are there for interaction? See, at present our focus is only Hyderabad, but since this entire course is a weekend course, so you can fly from any part of India to Hyderabad, since you will be there in Hyderabad only for 2 days. You can book one hotel for one night and you can manage along with that. And managing that for just 10 weeks is not going to be that difficult. Naveen, are we covering fintech also as a part of program? See, our focus would remain blockchain technology, but the one major sector of blockchain technology application is fintech. So if you're talking of payments or remittances, yes, we would be covering that. But if you're thinking of covering entire fintech sector, of course we will not be doing that. So yes, a part of fintech we will be covering. Vinay. So for B2B application, there are already contracts between two businesses entities via APIs and performing their businesses. Why do they have to move to blockchain platform? What use cases will make these business adoption blockchain platforms? See, uh, having a business agreement doesn't mean you can trust somebody at all levels. And particularly when trusting somebody with data is concerned, and particularly real time trust is concerned, then that's an area where you need to go beyond a business contract. Because if you can reconcile your data in real time, then that adds real time efficiency, and real time efficiency means that you can avoid lot of risk. See, I've already mentioned that trust is a multi-layered structure. Having business understanding is just one layer of trust. But if you want to build real-time efficiency through data synchronization, then blockchain is a way to go. Why do you have to block? See, try to understand that if there are multiple parties, I'm not talking of one or two or three or four players. I'm saying that if there are multiple parties and multiple vendors and there is a large spread, only in that case you need to have a shared database. And shared that if you don't need a shared database, then you don't need a blockchain. If you are just looking for a one-to-one application between two parties, then you don't need. But the point is, majority of applications are coming from a larger chain, a larger infrastructure. And if you want to build a scalable infrastructure where not one, two, rather dozens of parties can come and join, and also cross-border interactions can be built, then that's an area where blockchain is needed. So if you want to build a large scale, then blockchain is a way to go. But before you implement blockchain technology, you need to understand what is the context, what is the business use case, and what are the efficiencies you want to gain, and what are the business problems you want to solve. Janki Ram. Nowadays we have blockchain platforms built by all major players like SAP, IBM. Would this course help understand those aspects? See, IBM has a very serious collaboration with Hyperledger. Most of IBM blockchain platforms are actually supporting Hyperledger. So if you have a good competence of Hyperledger, then you will be able to interact with IBM solutions in a much better manner. For example, if you want to build something on IBM Bluemix and all those things, then having blockchain expertise, particularly of Hyperledger, is only going to add to you. Kishore, is it too early for a small startup to use blockchain for implementing solution, or is it only good for big players? See, this is a time to enter into blockchain because both large and small players have a level playing field. So it all depends upon your imaginative approach and how precise you can solve a particular business problem. This is the only right time where you can actually use your imagination to build quality solutions, because at present you as well as large technology players both are on an equal ground. Niharika, is this only an entry level or a graduate program, or requires a further specialization study? See, this is an executive certificate program only meant for 100 hours. So at present, all those people who are going to have entry level understanding of Hyperledger and Ethereum and some additional blockchain technology platforms, for them this is the right choice. And see, why is it called advanced? See, when I say advanced, advanced means you have the introduction of not one platform, you have the introduction of more than two platforms, and you will be taught by technology leaders as well as academic leaders. So we are going to build a program where concept wise and practice wise you will be mentored by the best in the industry. So once you build certain POCs or capstone projects within your project, you will be quite close to what is happening in the industry. So in that sense, this program is not an entry level program, it's an advanced program, because we are bringing the best both of technology as well as of industry practice. Tilak, is there any job assistance provided post completing the course? Yes, Talent Spirit will take care of that, because already we have been interacting with multiple industry players in placing our students, so you don't need to bother about that. So what are the projects being done by Triple IT? See, Triple IT is a very, very reputed institution, and I think it is not just reputed institution only for India. I think it has a very respectable name in entire Asia, particularly in the context of artificial intelligence, natural language processing, cyber security. All these areas, Triple IT has a very, very big name. Kumar, sir, I am a certified BP. Certified BP means certified Bitcoin professional. Please clarify. See, if you are a certified Bitcoin professional or even a certified blockchain professional from a crypto consortium launched by Andreas Antonopoulos, then I would suggest you that you must join this course, because as far as I know, the course curriculum of CBP is quite constrained, and we are offering you a much better canvas and as well as a hands-on training system. So I would suggest you that this program is going to help you a lot. Arjun, can we use blockchain technology other than trust related application? There is a lot of scalability issues right now. How can we use this in real time? See, as far as IBM Hyperledger is concerned, on scalability front, this is a much better platform than even Ethereum. And within IBM Hyperledger, Hyperledger Fabric and Sawtooth are basically built for scalable applications. So scalability may not be a solved case in open blockchains, but as far as the private blockchains or permission blockchains are concerned, this is already being solved pretty effectively. Naveen, is it possible to enroll for PhD post current program? See, this is not a qualification for any kind of PhD, because to enroll for a PhD program, you need to have some master's course or some serious industry experience, and you need to have a very serious business problem or a research problem to solve. So these two are separate things. This is an executive certificate program, but yes, if you want to pursue your PhD in blockchain technology, then of course the knowledge earned from this program is going to help you a lot. Yeah, see, if I try to summarize my entire discussion or entire talk over last 60 minutes, I would say that This course is for those industry professionals who have basic coding expertise and who want to scale up their career with new learning of blockchain technology. And within that, we are going to teach you number one, Ethereum platform, number two, Hyperledger, and number three. Along with these two, we'll be giving you summary knowledge of Corda, multi-chain, and Neo and Cosmos. So our focus is both massive macro platforms as well as a micro knowledge of other platforms, because we want that you should be ready for all those competitor platforms too. So my focus here is that you need to understand that blockchain is a very fast evolving system where our focus should remain both precise as well as open, so that you can prepare for all those upcoming platforms which are going to dominate in upcoming years. Usha, what are the projects being done by? See, I have already answered that question. Anything else? Abhishek, can this course address people with wealth management experience? See, I've already said that this course is not about cryptocurrencies, but definitely if you are into payment sector or a remittance sector or insurance sector, then yes, having the knowledge of Ethereum ecosystem would help you a lot, because there are lot many tokens flowing on Ethereum platform, and there are a lot of crypto hedge funds or wealth management platforms trying to specialize in ICO tokens or ICO platforms. In that context, I would say that having a sufficient knowledge of Ethereum is only going to add to your wealth management experience. Yes. So friends, I think I have answered most of your questions regarding coding skills, regarding career opportunities, regarding fee, regarding Triple IT Hyderabad, regarding job placement, all those things. Anything else? Yeah. See, the launch date of this course is second week of October. Yeah. See, as far as Shubham, any plans of similar cohort in Bangalore? Yes, we do have plans, but I would not declare them as of now. Let's complete the first cohort, and after that, after realizing how successful we are with that experience, we will be sharing our future plans. So, okay, thanks everybody for joining this YouTube live. I'm pretty happy that this course is going to be a reality in another 4 weeks. So I welcome all of you to join this course as early as possible. Please get registered as early as possible, because that will enable us to design the delivery of this program in a much better manner. So I welcome you all to be part of this new technology revolution, which is not only going to change individual futures, which is also going to change national and global futures. Welcome you all. Thank you. Bye.